idea. It's his baby. And right now, with all the growth partners and with all you lovely people connecting, there are, a lot of possibilities we are able to see for this community. So first of all, I would like to welcome all of you. And I have gone through some of the articles, the contributions that you guys have made, and the content is brilliant. And it's going to be a great session, I am sure. And regarding the vision for this community, I mean, see, Rishabh, I guess, just said that he got connected with a few people today on the LinkedIn itself. So that's what the idea is, for marketers to connect with marketers and then help each other out wherever it is possible for us to do. So it's the first of a kind thing that I have been a part of, and I have great hopes for it with all the members, with all the lovely people we have in our community. So I would like to say best of luck to all of us for taking this community forward and helping each other out. So that's it from my end, and all the best for the session who are here for the first time. I'm very excited to hear all of you.
Thank you, Anmol. That was really great. So next, Trinad, would you like to come on board or?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, Trinad, please.
Hello, guys. Before coming to our story, I want to tell you the story which I and Govardhan was going on for the past 1 year. I was the president for Digital Marketing Club for Hyderabad chapter, and I was able to meet Govardhan there. We were traveling through metro. We were discussing about a lot of things, how we will take it forward, and I can really say that this is the real baby of Govardhan, which we were thinking. I can recall the things which we were discussing during the digital marketing clubs and meets, where there is no there is this type of thing which Gordon was stating at the first stage, but we were unable to take it forward. But Gordon, I think now we are in the right track with the right people, and we are moving in the right direction. I've been through the Gordon journey for the past 7 hashtags, and all are wonderful. All the contents are wonderful. I'm getting so much feedback from all the people, and the way we are moving forward with these wonderful people, I think there is a lot of things we are going to do in future also. I think all the best for the LinkedIn marketing webinar today, and we'll be rocking niche marketers. Thank you, Gordon, for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Trinad. I still recall all those moments like 1 year ago when I came into Hyderabad and was very, we are all trying to build a community. And you were also one of the enthusiastic guy, and I still recall every moment. We used to discuss very passionately about this stuff, and somehow we are able to take this to the next level. We were also trying to plan an offline community and all, but yeah, definitely I recall all the stuff. And you were a great support, and thank you very much. I am very much sure that we'll do a lot together. So thank you, Vitrinath.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
I think now John has entered. John, would you like to come on screen?
If not, we can take Krishna.
Krishna is there. Yeah, Krishna, please continue before John joins. I think Krishna is able to switch on his cam, I guess.
Hello, sorry, actually my mic was mute. I didn't realize it. Alright, so I would like to thank Govardhan because I think I was watching him, toil hard because since the first magazine, it's really hard to, gather contributors for the first couple of editions. And I think that's what got me inside it. I thought there are lovely people that are working super hard, and I kind of aligned with the vision that they have. The community has enormous potential for the future, and I think that's what got me started on this. And we have very big plans for this, and we are hopefully going to rock it, and it's going to be community that everyone wants to be a part of. So that was it.
Thank you very much, Krishna. And yeah, I'm very happy that Krishna also is a guy full of ideas, and he's himself a rock star. He hosts people, and definitely it's really great having you, Krishna.
Gordon, one thing, whether we are sharing this on Facebook, there was a message from Jim.
Yeah, we're not able to stream it on Facebook. This is the first time I'm using Zoom. So that's the disadvantage I think we have on Zoom. I'm not sure if it is possible to stream it on Facebook. I'm not able to do it actually. That's one thing I asked Anmol. He's telling I don't think there is a possibility to stream it. But maybe we are late to do that. We'll continue here and we'll share the recording in that case.
Govardhan, I'm actually searching for the solution to that, and I might share a link with you soon. So
Okay.
you can then try while the contributors are speaking, so that the Facebook group members can also be a part of this.
Sure, Anmol, please work on that and let us see what can happen.
Yeah, you can take John now. John is there.
John, please share your thoughts.
Regarding
hashtag and niche marketers, you joined as a growth partner. How has this journey been? And we have been connected from earlier itself. Like already other growth partners were sharing their journey. So what do you think about this hashtag and this niche marketers whole concept? Your thoughts on this.
Okay. So I really like this concept actually. When you started this niche marketers, I didn't think that I will become one of the growth partners for marketers. And the vision, I really like that vision and the kind of progress that you are doing through niche marketers. And many people tried this magazine concept also, but they didn't execute. That was an idea behind the scenes only. But you started and you have been doing, and it's 7th hashtag, I think. 7th hashtag. So we are and so edition to edition we'll be improving. And this time I kept a lot of efforts, 2 days efforts to do that design part of this hashtag magazine. And it was very, very difficult for me because I 3 years ago I worked on InDesign actually for my college brochure. Then I learned that again. I had to learn that again. I had to latest versions came softwares, and so a lot of work happened beyond the scenes regarding the design part. And now the quality, that output will be like really amazing, and it will be even better with the next editions also. And we will be doing, we'll be rocking. I am confident on that. And the hashtag is going to become one of the best. That is the only magazine now, but it will become one of the best digital marketing magazines across the globe also.
Let's strive for that and see. And with support of other people who are into marketing, like today, many people have joined, and definitely they're all influencers by themselves. Many people who have joined are like they are by themselves running a network and all. That's a great thing about it. And when I asked for them to join, Vanshi was also connected with me for last 3-4 months. We are talking here and there, and Jain Siddiqui was also support for this thing. So definitely everyone is supporting, and I think we will be there. So so as planned, I think Bishwa was not able to join. So as planned, we'll go with Aha Pandit as per the schedule. We are just 2 minutes late, but I think we are going as per schedule as of now. So Aha Pandit, if you're able to get on to the camera and speak about the topic, your specific thing, like how you get that, how you actually get people from the LinkedIn to your website without being penalized or without actually violating things. So
right.
are you able to come on screen? Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Govardhan. Thanks for this opportunity. Actually, when Biswa asked me if I'll be comfortable coming to niche marketers and giving some sort of gyan on LinkedIn, I was up for it, right? And around the same time, there was a discussion happening in Karan's group, I think, on why LinkedIn penalizes links from other sources, right?
Yeah.
And around the same time, even this came up, and I realized that a lot of people don't understand why we put link in the first comment, sort of CTA on most of the posts. And this is true for almost all social networking sites, not only LinkedIn, but LinkedIn kind of penalizes you a lot more than other social networking sites if they see a stray outside link, external link, right? So I thought, okay, why not write about this? Because a lot of people don't understand why they're doing it. They just do it because everyone else is doing it, right?
Yeah.
So the main reason why LinkedIn or any social networking site would penalize you for pushing people away from their site to some external site is because the same reason, right? They don't want people to leave the platform and go somewhere else while they're browsing or anything, because that kind of how people are. They basically click on a link and then they go to another link on that site and then again another link, and
Yeah.
happening, right? They'll never go back to the main source from where they came from. um, Facebook does this beautifully because Facebook has their own browser and it doesn't let you, sort of go anywhere else. The moment you click on a cross, it'll come back. But LinkedIn, it's like it gets redirected to a new tab, and then it opens up over there. So if you want more people to view your LinkedIn post, making sure that LinkedIn doesn't penalize you, what you do is you when you're creating the post, you first put the link of your own website or whatever it is on the post itself. The moment you do that, the moment the post goes live, LinkedIn shortens it, right? So what
Yeah.
you do is you put that link again in the first comment, and put the comment, copy the link from the comment and put it back in your post. So what happens is it redirects you to the comment again. It's not in the post. So the link in your post is to the comment, and the actual website link is in your comment. So what happens here is you're just gaming LinkedIn over here. You're just putting a LinkedIn link again on your post, so LinkedIn thinks that it is related to LinkedIn and people won't go out. So
Yeah.
they'll won't penalize you this way, right? So especially for B2B companies, right, this is really necessary because most of the B2B companies use LinkedIn for lead generation, right?
Yeah.
If you're using LinkedIn ads, or even if you're using organic posts on LinkedIn, be sure that you put a LinkedIn comment link in your main post, and put the lead generation link to your comment, so that it's always interconnected and people will always go to that comment if they want to find out more about your company. So that way your reach will always be maximum. LinkedIn won't penalize you in any sort of that way.
Yeah.
Hi,
So
Ahan. So we have some comment here that can you please explain it again? This is really interesting about how to create a link out of that blog link or the domain link that we have. So if you could briefly explain it again.
Is it okay if I share my screen? I'm not sure if you.
yeah, please. Are
So
you
let me do one thing. I'll take you guys through one of the um, posts that I had done recently. I think it'll be easier to understand that way. So Godan, can you give me access to share my screen?
1 minute? I will. I think. I think if I make you a co-host, it will help. I guess. Let me see. Are you able to see anything right now, Ahan?
Yeah, I can do it now. Cool. So let me know when you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, we're seeing it.
Okay, great. So this is basically your LinkedIn profile. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to my activity, which is on top. So for #7, I had actually put out a post recently. Down somewhere, right? So this is basically the post that I had posted, right? I'm writing about monday.com here. And if you see, I have actually linked a LinkedIn link over here. So when I click on this, it's going to go to the first comment in my post itself, right? So
Okay.
this is the CTA over here. So what I did is I posted this over here, went to the 3 dots, copy link to the comment, and I just edited my post. And I posted that particular link over here.
Okay.
So this is a LinkedIn comment. So whenever someone clicks on this link, they'll be taken to the first comment where you have actually put the website link, and then people can always click on it and then go away, right? So this way LinkedIn will never penalize you, because this main CTA link is not there in the post, it's there rather than in the comment. And I don't think so people would mind going to the comment and clicking on it.
Yeah, so you're making it easy for the person who is viewing it. Secondly, you're actually playing with the algorithm, whatever,
Right.
playing the game by the rules of the game,
Yeah.
or maybe finding some hacks. That's how
Right.
it.
So as long as you're within the system and you can do something creatively within the system, no one will penalize you in any kind of social networking platform.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. That's really something interesting, Ahan. And to share the LinkedIn part, like you work in a company, like you work with a B2B organization, no?
Right. I work with a company called Sprinkler. We are into customer experience management. We sort of handle customer experience for Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things comes from our own clients, right? Because I talk to them on a daily basis, and then they come on board, and we kind of share whatever industry best practices are there, and I kind of learn from them a lot, and then try to implement on my own.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really interesting. So why I asked this question about the B2B part is like LinkedIn is considered as a very good B2B lead generation tool or lead generation platform. So what do you think about how can B2B companies leverage LinkedIn? Like if you tried your something for your company, and if you want to share something like that.
Right, right. So if you want to, LinkedIn is good for anything, B2C, B2B, or even for professional individuals, right? But the first thing that you need to understand is what do you want to use LinkedIn? Like, what is your main goal? What is the end goal for you to use LinkedIn? A lot of people don't understand this, and they go on a frenzy of adding 50,000 100K people on LinkedIn, and they think that my reach is pretty good and it's going well, right? So reach is not everything, right? It's more about what kind of network you're building. And the network itself becomes your lead generation pipeline, right? So if you have a good network, targeted network at that, that will actually help you grow your business. So if you're a B2B company, then definitely you need to understand whom are you targeting. If you target those people who are actually going to buy your stuff, then great. But if you're targeting random people who are not even interested in buying anything from you, then even if you have like 100K reach, it's no use, because you won't be able to make any kind of sales over there, right? So the first things you need to understand is what kind of what is your target audience, like. So everything is like very basic in any social media platform, especially LinkedIn. The more you understand what are the basics that you need to stick to, the better growth you will have, right? Majority of these, there are three major pillars of any social media networking platform, right? One is content, one is community, and one is how you're able to help other people grow, right? So as long as you're within these three pillars, you'll grow at a very good speed.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I understood that point because when I was like 7 months or 1 year ago, when I started building something on LinkedIn, initially I used to send connection requests. So when we are sending connection requests, some people like to accept your connection request when they are relevant. But all the game starts after the guy accepts the request. Now what? If you don't have a plan for that, how to go about it? Like after getting connected, do you say hi to that person, introduce yourself formally, and also ask the person to introduce themselves, and then start building a relationship? I think that's where the goal lies in, where in the LinkedIn network connections. And
Right.
you pointed out that's very important. Like how many number of connections you have, it doesn't matter, because right now I have around 1,800 connections. So that doesn't mean that everyone is known to me. If I have a connection, let me say if I talk to them or send a message to them, those guys should be able to reply and say hi Govardhan, not like hey guy, what do you do? Like
Right.
again, if they're saying the same thing,
Right.
being connected, there is no fun in that actually.
A lot of people kind of miss out that uh, the small talk is very necessary. If you're trying to eventually sell something to the particular person, you can't just on the first message you will like, hey, you know what, I have a good SaaS tool, why don't you buy it? You can't do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you need to build connection with that particular person. Why would he buy anything from you if he doesn't even know you, right? So that is really important. The small talk that you start off with, you probably do that. It's a process, right? You talk to that particular person for at least a week, and then you tell, hey, we've been talking a lot. I have a small SaaS tool. Probably you can give it a try and let me know your feedbacks.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that the power of asking is really, really amazing. You just ask and people will be ready to do it. But that power comes only with communication. Unless you're not on a friendly terms with someone whom you're talking, or you want to try selling something, they will not buy it. It's human psyche, right? You will hesitate to help a stranger, but if it's your friend, you'll do it immediately.
And I think the right timing is very, very important, like you mentioned. When to ask that thing, when to tell that thing is very important. And I strongly believe that when you're introducing yourself for the first time, you should definitely tell a story so that a person remembers you. Like, who are you, what are you, and that kind of thing. Then the recall value is very high. When you tell a
Exactly.
story which relates to that guy's, the other person's this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely, Ahan, that really your insights were sounding simple, but I think the simple things work. People
Yeah.
try to complicate things, and on LinkedIn, let me tell you, simple things work. And the same thing, Ahan is actually practicing and also preaching the same thing, because he's not telling some theory, because he's doing it for his company, and that's a tough job to be in and get the clients, the real stuff, the real money, the real thing. Thank you, Ahan, for sharing your thoughts.
No,
So,
no issues. Thanks, Gordon, for having me here.
and we'll get back to you while you have a question to the, I don't remember exactly. I have to again see back the menu, whatever I wrote. But you have a question to ask to Hardik, or I guess you have a question to ask to Hardik, I think,
Hardik, yeah.
after some time. So be prepared for that.
Sure.
Because in the WhatsApp I shared, Hardik's topic is on search bar, using the search bar. So
I've been following Hardik since a very long time. I think I have a lot of questions to ask for him.
okay, yeah. But if you can ask the topic, what he wrote specifically for this magazine, that will be more focused, because we already told the contributors that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So we are kind of framed up with that, so the advantage will be answering that thing in a smaller span of time. Because when we know what's coming up, we are just basically got prepared a bit. So thank you, Ahan. I will have to invite now ऋषभ जी. Hi ऋषभ जी.
Govardhan ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया. And that other day I still remember we had a very, very long talk on marketing, other aspects and all, and the journey in which you are going, and you're helping your organization, as well as you're also doing things to different clients, helping others with B2B marketing efforts and all. So it was really a pleasure talking to you, because I was able to connect a lot, and you also gave me some of the solutions for my problems specifically. So that's really good to have you here. So Rishabh ji, on your topic, like what do you want to tell about your topic, that your LinkedIn ads, you mentioned that it's a gold mine for people who are actually not exploring it, because people think LinkedIn ads means हम लोग का एक कॉमन जोक है डिजिटल मार्केटिंग ग्रुप्स में चलता रहता है, लाइक लिंक्डइन एड्स मतलब यार पैसा पूरा बेच के, मतलब अपना प्रॉपर्टी वगैरह बेच के
बहुत सारी मीम्स आती हैं इस पे.
हाँ,
मीम्स का एक इनवॉइस आ गया तो आदमी एकदम एक हवाला निकल गया उस आदमी का. करेक्ट.
like that the people generally talk about that. So definitely like, what are your insights, because you were running LinkedIn ads, and you have a solid case study also to share and all. So please share about it without me wasting much more time.
Absolutely. Govardhan ji, thanks a lot, first of all, for having me here. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure, it's an honor to meet everyone here. I mean, it's really fascinating. A disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I've started PPC advertising probably a year and a half back. At the same time, whatever I say comes from my own hands-on experience. This is not from articles from Wall Street Journal, Forbes and SEMrush. ये सब चीजें कर रखी हैं, failure, successes देखे हैं. actual में, because the point is that LinkedIn advertising and B2B advertising in general is relatively less talked about in the marketing circles, right? I mean, all the influencers typically, if you speak, are of the B2C nature. So I'll start by, I'm not going to bore everyone with the how. I mean, you all have more experience with me on advertising platforms, Facebook experts, I'm going to address two questions here. Which kind of clients is LinkedIn marketing, LinkedIn ads meant for, and why you should not ignore LinkedIn ads. So coming to the second question, why you should not ignore LinkedIn ads. If you're a B2B company, your decision makers, your buyers, your influencers are 199.9% there on LinkedIn. Yeah. 690 million monthly active users are there on LinkedIn. What I'm trying to say is that as a marketer, you always run campaigns, you always do stuff where your attention of your buyers is. If you're a B2B company, your buyers are there on LinkedIn. So it makes sense to experiment with that platform per se, right? The second thing is that if your annual contract value is at least $15,000, $15,000 US dollars, or the product that you're selling, for example, very large machinery, or I've also seen these semiconductors, and also, I mean, there are legion ads of that also happening on LinkedIn. The bottom line is your sale value, your selling price of your product, whether it's a subscription or whether it's anything, has to be $15,000 at least to make sense of the ROI. Because LinkedIn's CPL, I mean, my CPLs go anywhere from $20 to $200, right? Which is insanely expensive. But if the ROI is there, then it's not that expensive. Second is that you should at least have a budget of $3,000 to $4,000 to experiment. LinkedIn ads is a marathon. It's not a sprint where, you know, Facebook में आपने ad live किया आज रात में, कल सुबह 6 बजे आप tweet कर रहे हैं. It doesn't work like that. LinkedIn's algorithm is much relatively slower to act. It takes around 2-3 days to understand if you've done a tweet. Second, you need to invest at least 2 to 3 months in the platform to experimentation. Now, if we are in India, let's talk in IRR. यार 11 लाख का आपका प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए. 11 लाख. अगर आप 10 लाख से कम पे डील कर रहे हो, भूल जाओ, क्योंकि लीड जो आपके पास आने वाली है वो बहुत महंगी हो. $100 की लीड आएगी, $200 की लीड आएगी. $100 हो गया $7,500, $200 हो गया $15,000. अब बात आती है, I'll talk about some of the numbers which are mentioned in the case study. In June, my sales team was able to close sales of more than $72,000 US. Okay. And ये जो sales थी, ये सिर्फ $5,000 की campaign रन की आएगी. So which is a 13.8 or a 14x ROS, I think, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I was like boggled.
$5,000 was the spend, ad spend.
Exactly. So I spent $5,000 in month N-1. I think I ran some campaigns on May or something like that. Because B2B sales cycles are very, very long. It's typically anywhere between 3 to 12 months. Yeah. My company was able to close because the demand of that product was very high at that time.
Yeah,
I was really, really blown away. You know what has really happened there, and I wish I would have tried these ads before. And the thing is, LinkedIn is an intent and a discovery-based platform. If you have a new solution which is not there in the market, you can't go on Google and run ads there because people are not searching for it. Conversational AI, chatbots. आज से 5 साल पहले Google पे 100 searches भी नहीं होती थी एक महीने में. I'm telling you some hard numbers. Yeah. आज जाके हाँ ठीक है 10,000 हो जाती है, 50,000 हो जाती है in some markets.
Yeah.
So if you have a novel product which is quite innovative, people are not searching for it. Google is out of the question, right? Facebook, people don't update their professional information, period. Dell का जो chief information officer होगा, वो Facebook पे ये लिख के नहीं रखता है कि हाँ I work at Dell, I work at Santa Clara, and I'm the CFO or CEO of that company. That information is only and only available on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
It's only and only available on LinkedIn. So if my sales team tells me that, hey, Rishabh, target the VP of finance and chief of finance in SaaS companies in XYZ industries in San Francisco, I can do that. Is that possible in Facebook and Google? not in this lifetime. I don't see any
Yeah.
that happening anytime soon. Of course, if you have a list of emails, then you can build custom audience, and that's a different debate. So, couple of things to note down here. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. You have to really work very closely with sales in order to succeed with LinkedIn ads. Sales is the only team in a B2B company which talks to your customers and talks to your prospects. They know their language. Marketers typically don't know that.
Yeah.
In the copy, in the creative, in the targeting, as much closely as you work with sales, the better it is for you. The better it is for you. So, अगर आप एक novel product बेच रहे हैं जिसकी searches नहीं होती, जिसके intents हैं ही नहीं market में, LinkedIn ads is the way to go for you. I am talking to and the platform is expensive. I mean, I was talking to a guy who's running an engagement campaign on LinkedIn to increase the followers of LinkedIn page. $20 में उसको एक follower मिल रहा था, which is absolutely stupid, right? Why would I send that? LinkedIn is very expensive. अगर वहाँ पे ads run कर रहे हैं, pure hardcore lead generation ads run करने पड़ेंगे आपको to make sense of the ROI.
Okay.
और आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि 15,000 आपकी CV है. Very important. And LinkedIn जो lead gen forms होते हैं, their experience is very intuitive. It's very native. I mean, you go to LinkedIn, it's very native. I mean, it's like in 2 seconds it's gone. So because it's so native, and I've wasted a lot of money because of this, because it's so native, people forget about submitting their details in half an hour, in 1 hour. So मेरे Q1 में जो campaigns run हुए थे मेरी current company में, उसमें मैं sales team से ये नहीं कहता था कि आप उनको तुरंत call कर लो या तुरंत email भेजो. And I lost tons of money in that. I switched that strategy in Q2 that any lead which is coming from LinkedIn, which is not an intent-based platform, because that intent is not there. There's a scrolling and they saw something. Hey, this might be useful. This might be So you call them within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That is one hack which has really upped my lead to MQL ratio there. So all in all, I think how I would sum it up is that, of course, there's a lot to talk about here, and I've mentioned also, not a very prepared speaker. If your customers are on LinkedIn, and if the product that you're selling is above $15,000 US, 11 lakh से 10 lakh से ज़्यादा आपकी value है, there is absolutely no way you should miss LinkedIn ads. Absolutely no way. 14x ROAS मेरा जून में आया था, मेरा उससे पहले around 7-8x था, उससे पहले around 3-4x था. So there's also a learning curve, but there's absolutely, I mean, I wish I would have tried it before, Gordonji, for B2B companies.
Actually, definitely, I got your point. Like what you're mentioning is, if the product you're selling is up to that level, it's really good to experiment with LinkedIn ads. They should try it. So here there are a couple of questions I have in my mind. Let us see if you can get into that thing. One thing is like on LinkedIn, we also tried LinkedIn ads, but we did not put the budgets what you mentioned. The amount of budget we did not have, but because one luxury we have is we generate a lot of inbound leads. So that itself I felt was very useful if you're able to nurture them and make it to that. Like you already said, like B2B is always a game of nurturing those guys and get them, because sometimes the sales cycle, the lead entering and the sale closing is a long cycle, 3 months, 6 months, sometimes even 1 year also. Very interesting.
Yes, 1.5 years also.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens. So I want to ask you one thing is, while we run an ad on LinkedIn, so what will be the call to action? Like they submit, means what do you give them, offer them?
Yeah.
Something very tough question, I believe, to answer.
Yeah, the answer is very simple, and I was shocked when I realized this. In developing markets such as India, Southeast Asia, except Singapore, in Latin America, I am running hardcore bottom of the funnel ads. The CTA is get a demo, request a demo. And people are actually booking it. I don't know what's the reason. And the surprising thing is that because in India and Asia Pacific, my company is a little known. So I have a little bit of brand there. Most probably the people that see those request to demo ads, they've heard of us. So they're okay with that. LinkedIn ads are very difficult to operate in markets such as in US and Europe and Singapore. They're very mature markets, technologically speaking. If you don't have a brand there, right? People are not going to entertain you. I've tried, I failed miserably. So the answer to the question is, I'm running bottom of the funnel ads, request a demo, get a demo, absolutely no white paper downloads, nothing.
Yeah.
I've never even tried that. I mean, I'm getting actually warm to hot leads out of the scoring system that I'm doing. I'm running a campaign in Brazil and in Sri Lanka right now. I'm getting, VP level leads, director level leads at, I don't know, very good rates, $30, $40.
Okay.
So bottom of the funnel works on LinkedIn. It will work very, very well if you have some brand awareness, and it will work very well if you're in developing markets. In mature markets, not going to work. You are much more up top of the funnel ads चलाओ वहाँ पे white paper download, ebook download, blah blah blah, webinar and all that.
तो पैसा बहुत खर्च हो जाएगा उसमें, बेकार है.
Exactly. I'm not. Why should I do that? My only, as a growth marketer, my only goal from LinkedIn ads, because it is expensive, is to get money in the company. Period. मेरे को nurturing flow में नहीं डालना है उसे. मैंने sales वालों से clearly बोला हुआ है, lead आ रही है, you should bloody call them right here, right now, and that's how people convert. Yeah. So LinkedIn is very, very expensive platform. अगर आप nurturing flow में डालोगे, आप top of the funnel, no, bottom of the funnel ads, probably middle of the funnel, and it works because it's too expensive. If you don't do LinkedIn properly, then it's very, very expensive. Yeah. I mean, you can spend $500 a day without any lead. So.
Do you have anything to say about if that's like a right now you're saying it's a product, so it's a software kind of thing which you sell, so you're offering a demo. So if that's a kind of service, then do you have any specific idea for that? Anything you can add on that?
I'm sorry,
I'm not sure that it will be a very relevant question to you, but I'm trying to make sense out of it. Like it does. You're doing it for a product, like it's a software kind of thing, so they can try it. A demo is okay. So if it's a service, then what can be the call to action? Do you have any thoughts on that?
For example, what kind of service?
Let us say they are doing a HR management something like that. They do that service, offers a service to some other big companies. They don't have any platform to
exactly. Then the CTA that works really best in creative and the technical CTA is learn more. So you paint a picture that in HR management, I'm doing X, Y, Z, and these are the benefits that you'll get. You make a carousel, or you make a video, or you make a single image app, and you place learn more. Then people out of curiosity get to that place. So probably your conversion rate will come down, but your brand, but over the time, आप 2 महीने बाद देखोगे कि आपका conversion rate high हो रहा है.
Okay.
Learn more works. If there is something which is novel, learn more works.
Okay, Rishabh, that's really great. I think
Hi, Govardhan. I am wanting to interrupt you guys again because of a question that we have, which is very interesting. The question is from Mukesh.
Please.
Rishabh, the question says that he is a real estate consultant and he is completely new to LinkedIn marketing, and he wants to know how to run LinkedIn ads for commercial real estate projects. And is it even suitable to run ads for luxury residential projects to generate leads? What are your thoughts on that?
Anmol, one thing we'll do, we'll take all this question at the end of all the contributors. Why? Because one question might be more relevant to one of the contributors. One question might be more relevant to one of the contributors. So they can take up as their choice. So that will be a better thing. Let us keep the questions on hold for the upcoming speakers. Then we'll do that. That will be a better.
Sure. No problem.
But please remind this, Anmol. Thank you very much.
Sure. Welcome.
Yeah. So, Rishabh, I think that was the question I had in my mind. Apart from that, the call to action you mentioned.
And sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
If you're selling any product to HR teams or sales teams, LinkedIn is the perfect way. HR और sales वाले बंदे अपने काम के अलावा सिर्फ एक काम कर रहे हैं, LinkedIn पे बैठे रहते हैं. तो ज्यादा ट्रैक्शन होता है उनका कि HR की लीड्स आपको सस्ती मिल जाती हैं, सेल्स की लीड तो बहुत HR सेल्स की लीड तो बहुत सस्ती मिल जाती है. So even if you want to get some initial traction in your market, and if you're selling to HR, you'll get good leads at probably $10, $15, $20.
Okay.
These are senior manager above in enterprise level companies. And एक भी अगर आपकी उसमें से deal हो गई, then you're through. HR, if you have a product which is above even $10,000, if you're selling it to HR and sales team, jump onto LinkedIn ads right now, because the traction is going to be very, very cheap. कोई काम नहीं होता इनके पास, ये LinkedIn पे बैठे रहते हैं, ads पे click करते रहते हैं. लीड क्वालिटी हो सकता है आपकी थोड़ी सी कम हो जाए, बट जो बचे हुए लोग होंगे उनका अट्रैक्शन, उनकी क्वालिटी आपको अच्छी दिखेगी.
Okay, yeah, okay, Rishabh, that was really insightful. Like from the ads, a few things are there. So the summary from Rishabh's this thing is like, if your product is above $70,000, sorry,
$15,000, 10 lakh Indian rupees, 10 lakh rupees.
$10,000. So 10 lakh Indian rupees. And then I think you should try in LinkedIn ads and always have a budget of at least $4,000 to $5,000. Before less than that, it will not be effective. That's one thing. And if you're selling a product or a software, give a demo, direct demo. Don't waste your time on ebooks,
Absolutely.
white papers, or other case studies, whatever it is, because they are those things you can save it for your blog and attract from Google whoever is trying to.
Exactly.
And one more thing, what he mentioned was, I don't want to miss it, because he mentioned if you're trying to sell something, a product which is innovative or something new to the market, because this is really something which makes sense. Like on Google, no one is searching for it, but on LinkedIn, people are generally interested in looking into new things. This looks something new, let me try it. So that, I think these are the 4 bullet points which were very, very relevant and very, very important for the discussion part. So thank you, Rishabh. We'll again join back when you have the questions between the contributors.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Govardhan ji. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I think now it's the term to Hardik ji. Yeah, Hardik ji.
Yes. Hi, Govardhan ji. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Hardik ji. Actually, it was really fun talking to you. I could not talk much, but generally I make it a point to talk to more and more people, more and for a longer duration, so that I understand the person and we have a better understanding of each other, what to do, so that as a host I can really ask questions which are meaningful to you, me, and also the audience who are actually watching those questions. So your thing is like search bar. Actually, LinkedIn, the search bar is really a gold mine. I came across some of the courses or somewhere I actually read how effective it is, but I did not implement it a lot. But we were using LinkedIn Sales Navigator for some time for our company. So that time I could realize that search bar, LinkedIn search options are really powerful. But how to leverage them? What are the nuggets you want to share? I think that should be left to you, not me. So the topic, today's topic for you is that only. So please share like what do you want to talk about this search bar thing, and how can marketers or anyone who is using it, how can they leverage it?
Sure. Thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me. And I really congratulate for Rishabh and Ahan for giving some gold nuggets on LinkedIn. But while Rishabh was all about paid promotions and all about marketing, I am someone, so basically I'm a baniya. And since I'm a baniya, so I focus majorly on money, that wherever we have to spend the least money and get the best results possible, I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
So I'll talk both about that. Whosoever is using it free of cost without spending a dime, or even if the marketers are using it for already running ads, they both can use this particular feature to get whatever they want. But before that, generally what happens, whenever you ask a LinkedIn expert that what should we do, how should we build a personal brand on LinkedIn, they tell you 2 things. एक तो दूसरों की पोस्ट पे कमेंट करना स्टार्ट कर दो, और दूसरा कनेक्शंस, रिलेशनशिप्स बिल्ड करना स्टार्ट करो, सेंड कनेक्शंस टू पीपल हु यू रियली वांट टू बी इन टच विद. बट होता यह है कि जब भी whenever people come on LinkedIn and they start commenting on others post, तो वो लोग ये चीज करते हैं, which I'm going to do right now, which is I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, 1 minute, I think.
Yeah, you need to give me the
are you able to share?
No, not right now.
Okay, yeah, please check now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Loading, I guess. I think I'm just seeing a blank screen. I don't know if others are seeing the same. Yeah. Now we're able to see it.
Now can you see my LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So whenever people have to comment on others' posts, what they do, they come in their feed and they just comment on this post, comment on that post, have to comment on that post. But basically what happens if you do not have relevant connections in your connection list, then you're not going to see a lot of relevant posts over here. So you cannot comment on a lot of posts. And by the way, comments like good post, this is excellent, this is nice, does not work on LinkedIn at all. So you really have to give your 2 cents to people in their network also. So now today I'm going to show everyone how to find the most relevant post that you should be commenting on. Generally what I do, I comment on like 40 to 50 posts every single day, and do not have time to go through my feed and see that, okay, this post I want to comment on, this post I do not want to comment on. This is where search bar comes into the picture. Search bar is the most underrated thing I have ever seen. And by the way, I just want to, Govardhanji, can you please just keep speaking whenever you feel that, okay, my screen is visible or not, so that I'm confident about it.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah, please.
Perfect, perfect. So first things first, how to find the most relevant posts on LinkedIn, which you should be commenting on. Now I'm going to divide it into 3 aspects. One, so what I can simply do, I can go on the bar, type in inverted commas. So close, open and close it with double commas and type content. And I think my internet connection is a little problematic.
Yeah. I think it's back now. Please carry on.
It's still loading. I think I've lost my internet connection somehow.
No. We are hearing you actually. You can turn off the video, Hardik, if you feel it is bit low.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I need to turn off my video.
Now your voice is more clear and crisp.
Okay. I do not know, just that my internet, I think, is not working somehow.
You can continue now. We're able to see you, and means we're able to see what you're sharing. And your voice also is clear.
Okay. But I think the search bar is not working on my side. I think there's some problem with internet connection on my side, due to which my search bar is not working.
Yeah, it's being, you're not able to use it.
Yes, not this season, actually, because there was quite heavy rain.
Let me open my screen and you dictate and I can type it off if you want.
Yeah, perfect. That we can do, definitely.
1 minute.
So I'll stop sharing.
You are able to see my screen, the Google window?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes, I can see your screen.
So much enlarged, yeah. Yeah, now you can tell me, I will type it.
Can you type content? You can type content in inverted commas. Yes.
Okay.
Close it with commas and enter.
Enter?
Yes, enter. And then from where, what you need to do is go to content section. There is the section written besides jobs, which is content. The section, no. So basically people, jobs and content. Come on the left side.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Now what I have done, I have actually told LinkedIn that wherever people are using a term called content, just show me those particular posts. So now LinkedIn will actually show only those posts where the term content has been mentioned. And from there, what I can do, you can go on these filters. There are these filters posted by.
Okay.
So you can go up. There are filters. Can you go up? Yes.
There are
Go up.
something like here the post is having so many comments and all.
Yeah. So go up. Please go up.
Yeah.
There are filters. You have to go. No. So basically, you have to go up.
Oh, sorry, you asked me to go up. I'm going down.
Yes. Now posted by. There is these filters. Posted by. Just click it. And post first connections. Mark first connections only.
Okay, apply.
Perfect. And apply. Yes. And then date posted. Go on date posted filter.
Okay.
And past 24 hours.
Oh, great.
Thank you. So basically now LinkedIn will show only those posts to me which have a term called content. It has been posted by one of my first degree connections in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
So that way, say for example, even if you have only 2000 connections, but you only want to show those particular posts where a person has mentioned a particular term, you can literally find all those posts just through these particular clicks.
Okay.
But you can also do, you can go one step further and go on author industries.
Okay.
And type in over here, marketing.
That's insane, yeah.
Yes, go. And now go on, yes, click it and go on apply. So now you will actually see those people who are from marketing and advertising field. They are your first degree connections and they have posted in last 24 hours. So you will only have like 10 or 15 or only 20 posts based on the basis of your connections. And you can start commenting on these posts.
Yeah,
So understand the amount of filters that you are giving to LinkedIn, and that way you can really start engaging with them. And then you can remove the first, like the filter of first connections, remove the filter of first connections, remove the filter and simply say apply. So now you see people that who are your second or third degree connections. Say for example, if I this Gina Furia Rubel, she is not connected to me, but she is someone who is from marketing and advertising field and she is really active. I know it because she has posted in last 24 hours. So I can just go ahead and start connecting with her, send her a connection request.
Yeah.
Similarly, I can come down and I can send connection requests to all those who are in my second or third degree connection. So this is insane where you are actually telling LinkedIn what to do, what not to do.
Really.
Now what I want you to do, Govardhanji, is go on the search bar again.
Yeah.
And now we will tell LinkedIn that whosoever is using hashtag called digital marketing. So type hashtag digital marketing. And instead of going over here, go for see all results for digital marketing. See all results. Come down. Come down, see all results. Yes, click this. Perfect, thank you. And now there are again filters over here. If you see posted by, date posted in author industries.
Yeah.
Now you can again see it over here. You can again say date posted last 24 hours. And author industries, financial services.
Okay.
No, so basically you have to go, no, you have to change here from people. You can see left hand side people, cancel it. People, now click it to content, thank you. Yes, author industries, type financial services. Click it, you have to click it and apply.
Okay.
And now say date posted last 24 hours. Date posted, there is a filter, date posted last 24 hours.
Yeah.
So now everyone who has posted, so now you cannot see any particular results, but actually if anyone has posted using the hashtag digital marketing who belongs to financial services, you will see their post over there. So say for example, if I want to connect with someone who's from financial services industry, but writing a post using a hashtag digital marketing, I can actually see their post and start commenting on their posts, start connecting with them.
Yeah.
So that's really powerful hack to find out all the relevant posts that you can.
That's really.
This way I also find my posts.
Yeah. That's really powerful. I think someone who is selling a CRM.
Yes.
Then that guy, they will try to find a hashtag CRM. And
yes.
He is e-commerce, let us say. So then these guys that guy is trying to they might be asking a question on CRM, or they might be having something very interesting to share. So immediately you can connect with a prospective person. So that's really, really a powerful way to
Absolutely.
actually explore this.
Absolutely. That's now what I also want to do is one last hack that you want to do is
Yeah.
I want you to, so say for example, we want to search particular people who use particular keywords in their profile and we want to find out those keywords.
Okay.
This is called as Boolean search. So Boolean search is available on Google also, where you use operators like and, operator like or, operator like no to find out relevant search results.
Yeah.
You can exactly do this on LinkedIn to find relevant people. I will show it just now. So go on the search bar once again, please.
Yeah.
And say, for example, we are searching all those people who either use a term called marketing somewhere in their profile, or they use a term called growth hacking in their profile. So what I want you to do is to type marketing in double inverted commas,
Yeah.
give a space and type OR in capital letters. And then give a space and in inverted commas type growth hacking. You have to give space between growth hacking. Yeah, growth and hacking, and close it with inverted commas. Type enter, and then change it from content. So from content, change it to people over here. Yes, change it to people. Thank you.
Yeah.
So now you will actually see all those people only who are either using a term called marketing in their profile or they are using a term called growth hacking in their profile.
Okay.
This is really relevant. Say, for example, if I only want to search those people who are using a term called marketing, but then also they should be the head of the department in that particular organization. So
Yeah.
instead of typing growth hacking over here, I could type in director or something like that. So actually Boolean search operator or allows you to see those particular terms where person has used either this term or that term.
So it is like marketing. Let us say I want to search for a marketing director. So,
Yes. So if you want to search for a marketing director, go on the search bar.
Okay.
And instead of or, type A and D.
Okay. Okay. Then we have combine it with A and D.
A and D, capital, in capitals. You always have to use. And then growth hacking, yes, remove this and type had or manager, what you want to do, whatever you want to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Now enter it. Now LinkedIn will actually show only those particular profiles where people are using both the terms marketing and manager. And
Yeah.
LinkedIn goes it this way. They first of all search it in headline, followed by your summary section, followed by the title of your professional experience. If it finds the word marketing and manager over there, then it will return all those profiles from here. So
Yeah.
that way you can actually, if someone is not using Sales Navigator, so of course Sales Navigator is much more powerful, but if someone cannot afford it or someone does not want to invest in Sales Navigator or business premium services, then this is the best hack that they can use.
Definitely, this is really, really useful, Hardik. Actually, people are spending on Sales Navigator is very expensive. It's not for all.
Yes.
Big organizations can actually afford for it.
Yes, and what I will also say is just go on all filters. You see there is an option called all filters.
Yeah.
Go on this, and now you see it is the most powerful filters that LinkedIn can provide. Where you can actually say that, okay, the services that people provide have to be in marketing field. There should be the connection. So for example, if I want to search who's the connection of Vanshika Mehta, who is a marketing manager, I literally need to type connections of Vanshika Mehta, and I'll see only those particular connections over here who use marketing and manager in their profile and are connections of Vanshi Mehta. Similarly, I can go by locations, current companies, profile language, schools. So I can literally see who do I want to target to, and I can find them using LinkedIn filters. So that's the power of search bar.
Yeah, it's like now I am understanding that this topic itself is very, very huge, and I think we have to do a one session separately for this.
Yes.
To explore or get the benefits of what you know, because the whatever you're sharing till now, like I have been using LinkedIn for last 1 year, but most of them I don't know, like whatever you're sharing. So most of them who are attending this session also might not be knowing this. So definitely it will be a lot of value to them also.
Yes. So basically, whosoever is want to target relevant posts or whosoever want to target very relevant people,
Yeah.
LinkedIn search bar is your key. So if you know how to master Boolean search, and what you can also do, you can actually use combination of or, and not to actually find those particular people if you want to do this. So that's the power of LinkedIn
I
search bar,
came
where you
across
can
this
use
Boolean
a
search,
combination of Boolean operators also.
Hardik, I came across this Boolean search term some time ago. So is the
Okay.
Boolean search, does it work the same way in all the platforms, or it is different for different platforms?
Generally, I have seen it. I have experimented it with Quora, with Facebook, even with Instagram also, and Boolean operators like AND or, sorry, and then OR, and then not. So basically, not is used. So for example, say I want to search only those particular profiles where people have used either the term marketing or growth hacking, but they shouldn't have used a term called content. Then annotate is used to exclude all those profiles where a person has used a particular term. So
Okay.
as per my understanding, Boolean search operators like and, or, not, inverted commas work everywhere irrespective of the platform. There are 42 other kind of operators also that Google uses, but social media platforms use these 3 or 4 basic operators only.
So I think people should learn Boolean search to take advantage of this.
Definitely. So like I am someone I can actually find. So whenever I want to find one of my posts, which I wrote 3 months ago or 4 months ago, I go on search bar, and if I remember a particular keyword from that post, I just type it in, and where we selected posted by first degree connections, you also get an option to search posted by me. So I can literally find a post from 4 months ago which contained a particular keyword. So I can find it in clicks, and that is something you can also do.
Definitely, that's really helpful, Hardik. And if you have created any content or any video on these things, definitely I would love to have this shared on WhatsApp, or else we can take a one more session on this specific thing. I really understand the true potential of this stuff. What you're sharing today is really, really valuable. And
Perfect.
this,
Sorry, I could not use my own screen. Otherwise, I could have shown you a different things. But in a nutshell, I have covered everything in article also. But in a nutshell, this is what search bar is all about. And that is where I mentioned that it is laser guided missile if you're using LinkedIn.
definitely, that's really, really something very, very valuable. Thank you very much for sharing this. And
Thank you so much.
let me get back to yeah. Let me get back to Vanshi.
Hi.
Hi, Vanshi.
Hi.
Yeah. So your part is like LinkedIn for freelancers, and you yourself are a very influential freelancer, I can say. And you do a lot of consulting stuff and all. I see like you. I can see some things like I want to do some things like you do host things and all. But
Thank you.
unfortunately, I was not able to attend many of the events you are doing. I want to learn what you're doing and implement few of those things.
There's always a chance. I do a lot of different events, so there's always a chance for you to come and join in.
Yeah, there's always a chance, but problem is that last 2-3 months I have been super busy into all this stuff, so I was not able to. I was juggling many things, so not able to make time. But this time definitely I will make some time to
I look
because
forward to having you.
because we need to spare time for learning. That's very, very important. If you keep doing stuff, that will not help. We need to learn every day. Then only we can better our things. So once
Right.
what's your take on this? Like you mentioned, your article was on freelancers, like LinkedIn for freelancers. So how can freelancers leverage the power of LinkedIn? So what do you want
Yeah.
to
So
anyone who is doing that?
I'll start with the truth that all of my leads, every single one of them, comes on LinkedIn or through word of mouth. I am not on any other platform. I know of the platforms, but I'm on no other platform but LinkedIn. So I generate 100% of my leads and 100% of my business on LinkedIn. And the last 2 months have been very, very good. Touch wood. It's been a really good run the last 2 months. And I would say that LinkedIn is a platform that has a lot of potential if you use it well, and you dedicate enough time to be able to kind of not just be a giver but also be a taker and vice versa. So I have found a happy sweet spot at spending 2 hours on LinkedIn. Every single day, I'm on LinkedIn for about 2 hours. And I know that because my phone tracks it, and I know when I cross those 2 hours because it tells me like your time is up. Do you want to ignore limit for today? And most of the time I say yes. So the way that I utilize LinkedIn, and obviously like I just said, it's 100% lead gen for me, is to post very helpful, valuable content that is very relatable. I think that is the simple hack to kind of creating good content. I don't talk about anything that's very complicated. I talk very real stuff. On LinkedIn, I have branded myself, and I also obviously do this for my job. I basically work in either like the departments of brand storytelling, or I work on the communication side. They do kind of overlap, and that also gives me a lot to talk about. So I think, I figured out my niche after a lot of trial and error. But once I did it, I think it really, really helped. Also, I mean, I like experimenting. So I don't just do text. I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of PDF. I do text. I do long form. So there's no real kind of advice I can give you in terms of like do 5 of this, do 2 of this, do 1 of that. Like I don't believe in any of that crap. Like I mean, experts say it because that's what they're paid to do, or that's what they're supposed to say. But even in my article, and I truly believe like you need to do what feels right for you. Whether that is posting 1 time a week or 5 times a week, you have to find that rhythm yourself. And when you do it, just stick to it consistently.
Yeah.
So the reason that I managed to get a lot of attention on my profile and a lot of inbound happens is because I'm very active on the profile. If I don't post, I'm busy commenting. On the days that I post, I'm a little less on the commenting side, but heavily on like commenting back on my post. So I kind of balance it out, and that really helps to kind of get the sort of recognition and visibility.
Yeah.
Another thing is, like you mentioned, and like the others also mentioned, you need to connect with strong intent, and you need to connect for the right reasons with the right people. You need to kind of send a personalized note. You need to not ask upfront. You need to not just be like, hi, I see you're looking for a content writer, can I apply? Instead, you should be like, hey, what's up? I see that you're working at so and so. It's such a cool company. I'd love to know more. Even if they know that you are reaching out to them for that, don't make it that obvious that the answer is a reject, because it's very easy to reject and it's extremely hard to accept.
Yeah.
So I think you need to find that sweet spot where you're not kind of being greedy and needy, but you're actually coming from a place where you're trying to network and build connections.
Yeah.
That being said, also, I think it's something that you need to do constantly. So like if I started looking for business when I want to get business or a new client, that would never work out. Instead, what I do is I do it a little bit every day.
Yeah.
So now it's a habit, like, so for example, like the other day I commented on the co-founder of Freshworks post, and he commented back. Did that with the vice president of Zoho like a couple of days ago actually, and he commented back. So I've talked to such cool people who are like, say 3x years older than I am, with like 200% more knowledge than I have, but they're so friendly and open to connecting and chatting and having conversations if you just approach it the right way. So I think LinkedIn for freelancers is a very, very strong platform, but you have to be able to dedicate that kind of time to the platform and to your own success. So there are times when obviously life gets busy and you can't do it, and things slip. I think you shouldn't beat yourself up about it. It's okay. Just kind of deal with it and move on, and just be okay with, like, say for example, if you can't get on LinkedIn for 1 week and you're traveling and you're in the Maldives, it's okay. Your metrics will go to shit, but that's it. That's the only thing that will happen. Nothing else will change. Just get back, get on it, start again, and it'll all be fine. So I think you need to take the platform seriously, but don't take it too seriously. And while you're doing all of that, have fun, build real, genuine connections, talk to people, give a lot of value, talk about things that matter to people. Like, so for example, like someone comes to me and my profile, they're looking to learn about either storytelling or branding or communications. And that's the way I've intentionally created my profile. So it's very, very intentional that I don't talk about like marketing and HR and what happens. Like that's not something I talk about. So it's very, very, you need to be very intentional with what you're putting out and very intentional with who you're connecting with. And when you put those two together, you have cracked the code essentially. There's no hack, there's no tip, there's no course, there's no workbook, there's no ebook that can teach you how to LinkedIn. It's the most intuitive platform if you just approach it in a human way and think that you're talking to humans behind a screen and not just a name, and also not just a name that's attached to a company. So when you have ulterior motives, it's very, very clear, it's very obvious. So don't go in with that. Really approach it from a platform perspective where you're here to make real genuine connections. Obviously, like now because of COVID you can't meet them, but pre-COVID I used to actually, whoever was in Gurgaon, Delhi, NCR, I would try and meet them. Because there is nothing like actually meeting these people who you meet online. Nowadays, though, I even just like video call my friends and chat with them, and you know, I have very normal friend like conversations. If, for example, for some goddamn reason, you know, they're looking for a freelance content writer, then, you know, I'll reach out to them and be like, hey, by the way, I saw this, and kind of slip it in, rather than it being so obvious that it seems like I'm using them because they're at that company. So it's a very intuitive platform. Use it just like you're talking to a friend. You know, it could be the CEO of a company, it could be head of marketing, it could be anybody. Just kind of approach it with the right intent. And even if you're a freelancer, don't approach it out of desperation. Think of it like something you have to do every day. Like you brush your teeth and you eat food every day. Think of LinkedIn that way. I eat, I brush, I LinkedIn. Like think of it that way. And I think it'll really work out, because the more time you dedicate to it, the better the results you'll get. And I mean, I'm proof, and I'm also surprised because I don't know how it happened. But like in December or Jan, I was at like 10 or 12,000, and now I'm at like 53,000 without any explanation of what happened. So if I can't figure out what happened, I don't have an answer for you. I don't have gyan for you that you'll probably get in those courses and stuff. All I can tell you is be consistent, try out different things, and talk to humans like humans. That's it.
After talking to you, though you told I don't have or I don't know what happened, I can really figure out what happened. Is like you specifically mentioned that you are very clear about what you are. So on LinkedIn, you are painting a picture of exactly what Vanshi Mehta is. So you are not trying to confuse yourself, and you're trying to not confuse others also who's looking at your profile. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And the second thing comes where whom are you trying to intentionally reach out to or to interact with their content kind of thing. So you are selective in that. So that lot of thought process goes into that first two steps. And generally most of the people don't give a thought about it. And especially when it comes to freelancers, क्योंकि freelancers LinkedIn इसलिए करते हैं कि कोई ने बोला है कि LinkedIn में जाओ यार अच्छा मिल जाएगा कोई ना कोई client. But ultimately LinkedIn or any platform where you go, if you build connections, that can happen. See, today you are on this hashtag live session because I talked to you. I approached you some time ago. We talked.
Yes.
We had a video meeting, and
Yes.
we talked. We interacted. So now you are okay, comfortable coming on this session.
Yes.
Definitely, you
Yes.
would not like to come. अरे कौन है Govardhan क्या कर रहा है मेरे को?
Yeah.
Ultimately, you'll not do that.
Yeah.
And you already mentioned that when you have the opportunity to meet people in person, you do that. So ultimately, when you make connections and when you comment on people's posts, it actually, every human being is a person who likes to be pleased and obliged and who likes to be listened to. Like if I write a post, you comment on my post. I feel good.
Yes.
Better. You're making them feel good first thing, and you're
Yes.
you're not trying to just fake something or something like that.
Yes.
And if you always post, if you always like the post and don't comment anything, people will think he's just doing intentionally.
Yeah, likes mean nothing because if you're a like, LinkedIn doesn't even show that person a notification that Vanchika liked this post.
Yeah,
They
he
just
doesn't
ignore
even
it.
think about
And
yeah.
so I would say if your intent is to just keep liking, don't do it. You'd rather not.
Yeah.
If you intend to add value with your comments and start conversations, then use it. And you never know where, who, what sees, like you never know. Like last week, I had a conversation with a lady who's been on my LinkedIn for the last year and a half. And now she approached me to work with her, and she's in the US. Also, one more thing I want to bust a myth, and a lot of freelancers think this happens, is that you get on LinkedIn and you get international clients. That's not how it works. There's a lot of hard work behind it. It's not that you just show up on LinkedIn and you get international clients. There's just no way that is going to happen. So if you think you're trying to aim for international clients, be ready for the work to put in to get those international clients and prove yourself. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's work that pays off, and it pays off in money because I don't use any other platform but LinkedIn, and word of mouth because someone tells someone about me. That's the only thing I've been using.
Yeah, and I think we should be ourselves when we're trying to be on such platforms. We should not try to fake as someone else. That's not going to help, and definitely someone will put you down over there. You should not try to do that. And whatever you are, how much credibility you have, just show that only. Don't try to be over smart. That's what I believe. On any platform, you try to do that. People will easily catch. Everyone is smart enough. We don't.
Yeah.
Do that, it will be
And
solved.
it's completely okay if you make a mistake. Like if you write something and it turns out to be wrong, that's okay. There's no harm in it. Like we all make mistakes. It's okay. The other day I posted about this famous edtech company that got acquired recently and about how shitty their website content is.
Okay.
And 3 or 4 people DM'd me and said like, why are you writing this? They just got funded. They must have done something right. Why are you commenting on it? Who are you to comment? And I said, this is my LinkedIn. I can say whatever I feel. Whether you think it's right or not is not what I care about. Obviously, I'll indulge in conversation, but my opinions and my views are what matters, not yours. So feel free to say whatever you really want to say. And even if you're wrong or you're right or whatever it is, like it's fine. Just be you. I mean, you never know what post who sees where and where it reaches. So just be extremely consistent, and that is the simple hack.
Yeah, the consistency part, I think, not just you, any successful person in the world, if you ask him, he will tell that one thing, that one part of the formula will be definitely the consistency. Because without consistency, no one can do anything, and that's very, very important for anyone to achieve something good. Thank you, Vanshi, and
Thank you for having me.
thank you very much, and it was a pleasure having you. So we will have one more this thing.
Sure.
That's also an interesting session we have, because definitely I know some part of LinkedIn marketing, but definitely not that much. I did not do much on that. So let's invite Jane Siddiqui.
Govardhan ji, what's up?
Hi Zenji, so it's really fantastic having you for second time or third time.
Second time ever. I'm the experienced person out of these people.
And really thank you for supporting me from the day one itself. The second edition you came in, and we were not interacting much till that time, but still you came in and really contributed. That's really helped, and some of the advices you give, I take them seriously, and I keep implementing some of them. And I'm really not a very good listener, but sometimes I listen actually.
No, we have been listening so far. In fact, I was so engrossed in everything that has been happening. I forgot मेरे को भी बोलना है अभी. Everybody had provided so much value altogether. It was wonderful. So I was like, अच्छा, when you called me out, I was shocked. अच्छा, okay.
So मेरा बारी आ गए.
Yeah.
Really, I think you, as a person, I believe you engross yourself in the work which you do. That's the reason. That's something which is what we say. That's something not everyone possesses, because people are very conscious. Most of us, we get very conscious and we forget to enjoy the moment that's happening before us. That happens with me also. So that way, I think. Thank you, Zenzik, for coming on this hashtag 7 live session. And I know you as a social media marketer working with Digital Vidya, training at Digital Vidya, and also have your own organization that हाँ आप typically बोलते हैं ना हम दीवारें सजाते हैं.
Yeah,
I like that.
we inject art into everything.
Yeah, you inject art into everything. That's really good. So to coming to today's topic, like you mentioned about the broetry, the word itself is something all the growth partners were discussing when we were actually editing this magazine and we're working on it together. What is this broetry? Anmol was searching on Wiki on Google and they got some book or something like that. So what
Yeah.
is this, the rise of broetry on LinkedIn? And you mentioned copywriting for social media. Please share some light on this topic. What you want to share?
So, sir, for those of you, first of all, who don't know me, I am Zain and I've been teaching at Digital Vidya for the last 2.5 years now. And I particularly teach the topic of social media marketing. And apart from that, I have a company called Wicked Bros. We are into graffiti and street art. We conduct festivals, we organize jams, and we work with obviously corporate schools, lounges, educational institutes, governments also in some cases to paint walls, exterior, otherwise also, and make it beautiful through art. So that's the mission of injecting art into everything. But coming to LinkedIn, and I've been like teaching the LinkedIn as a platform and all these hacks which Hardik ji has shared with the organic free search. I'm a fan of these kind of things because it doesn't take money. So that is one of the important sections when we are teaching people. So that is cool. But I always identify myself as a non-tech person, as more of a storyteller kind of a person because of the art background that I have. And I enjoy that. And I enjoy writing as well. So I've been writing a lot of stuff. But when you asked me to write for this topic, I was like, okay, let me analyze the best writing there is. In fact, if you remember, my topic initially was I wanted to analyze 6, 7 of the top LinkedIn writers, experts, and see what can be learned from them. But when I started analyzing stuff, I realized actually there is a pattern nowadays on LinkedIn. I think all of us have noticed it, where basically in the first 2 lines of a LinkedIn post, you use the AIDA model in the sense it's a hook that you use. It can be a question, it can be an outrageous statement that you're making. I remember a few months ago, I mean, I've been watching so many people do this, especially there's one gentleman who's selling LinkedIn courses who I keep talking about in the magazine as well. But there was this one guy, I think his name was Ajitigya. And in his posts, I particularly remember he was working with, I think, in the social cause sector. And the first line read something like, I had no money for, and there were just 2 days remaining. Or something like, he said something like, my friend was raped and I couldn't do anything about it. Now, the first thing that comes into your head when you read this on LinkedIn is you stop right there and you pay attention to that, and you end up clicking on see more, because after the first line or after the second line, there is a dot, or you leave space. You're basically getting people to click on. And I was curious, why do people do this? And because see, there are so many amazing ways of writing stuff. In fact, I'm used to reading Salman Rushdie and all these like great writers and all, and they have long poetic phrases and all. But to see that kind of writing being distilled into this kind of stuff which you usually find on short form blogs, you have these listicle articles. Hey, I'll tell you 5 things about your life that will change everything about it, or 3 things which every freelancer is doing in India right now. This kind of stuff really attracts us. It appeals to the inner like lazy human being who doesn't want to read. Yeah, I also many times like really like these kind of posts. I engage with them. When I searched on Google, I found that there's actually a term for this, and that is called broetry. So that's when I came upon it, and I started doing a little bit more research, and I wrote that article for your magazine.
Yeah, that's something you mentioned was yeah. I have been also been observing this thing, like people writing this stuff, like you get the attention part first, and then make the person to click on the see more button, the see
Yes.
more link. That's the whole game there. And some people do it very calculatively, so that they are not doing a clickbait kind of thing. They ensure
No,
that.
no, but a lot of people, unfortunately, that's the worst part about it that I found. That and even in my own news feed, actually, I keep seeing there are a lot of people who misuse it. Like it is a good hack to kind of engage people because it works, and in the sense, LinkedIn is a platform, or even other social media platforms. They reward you if you are going to get people to stay on your post and read as much as possible. So the scene is that the platforms, as I think Mr. Rastogi also said in the beginning. And, the thing is that, huh?
Ahan also was mentioning it.
Yeah, Ahan was also mentioning that everybody has said that the long form post, the more time you spend on the platform, the better for you, because LinkedIn is going to reward that. And to have people stay on the platform, you need to give them the value. But just because you're writing long form post, but you fill it with a lot of bullshit in there, that is not good. And that is what makes the a lot of people, they start getting repelled by this kind of writing. So it's good you can use the call to action. It can be as outrageous as something I mentioned before, but we should then follow it with the good story. A lot of people are not able to follow it up with the good story in the middle. That's the big problem.
Yeah, yeah. That's really great, Zainji. You mentioned that part, and what type of advice you want to offer for anyone who wants to start with LinkedIn marketing, like for themselves? Let us say they work for themselves, and they want to generate leads or something like that. What should be the way forward for them? Anything specific you can mention?
I think, see, before me, there are two people who, in that reverse chronology, if I go, you should follow them. So just before me, there was Vanshika. You should first of all do everything possible to personally brand yourself. At least make your profile really amazing, with an amazing profile picture. Update the bio. There's a friend of mine. His name is Pradyut, and he was a junior in my MBA college. When I look at his profile, and I teach from his profile actually in my classes, I show people how he uses numbers as impact metrics in his summary, as well as in the job description that he puts. He doesn't just say that I'm heading sales for this organization, or I do this, or I was in charge of newsletter. He also follows it up with, hey, I got 10% rise in click-through rates. I got 1500% rise in web analytics traffic. That means a lot to me. So that is what they should do. First of all, personally brand yourself as best as possible, and then secondly, use hacks what Hardik was showing you. Like once you've grown your network as big as possible, try and obviously like grow your network through the search, import contacts, find people on Facebook, add them on LinkedIn, attend networking events, and then people add people on LinkedIn. But then at the end of the day, you got to make use of it. And therefore, like as a freelancer or somebody starting out with the lead generation, make use of all those filters as much as possible for free with the keywords.
Yeah, ultimately the whole big thing is that we should be able to connect with them and really make a connection. It's not just connecting. Connection doesn't mean clicking the connect button and the other guy is accepting. It doesn't make a connection. And the connections we need to make in real sense. Then only things will work.
Yes, absolutely. In the real, see, there will always be people, bro. Matlab, like today, Vanshika, Hardik, and these guys, they put up that post about your magazine, and just like more than usual, every day I keep getting 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 requests. Today I got like 15, 20 requests. So there will always be cases where I don't know people, and I add people even though I don't know them. But over a period of time, you tend to see their post, spend time in the newsfeed, interact with them, and you get to know people online. I mean, it's the same way I have actually got to know Krishna, who's there in the audience. I don't know he's there anymore or not. But that's how I got in touch with him, through one of the Facebook groups itself. And that's how we have got in touch with each other also, through the WhatsApp networking. right? Even though we were teaching in the same institute, but we didn't know each other. So just that policy, if you follow it through on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, I think it has long-term benefits. And being genuine, I think you can see it through the person, as these guys were saying before me, that don't just stand there and start pitching to people that, hey bro, I have this product, I want to sell this. It may work sometimes. I tell my students also, it's not like it doesn't work. It does work. There are people who do this cold calling kind of stuff, but it has a very low percentage conversion compared to had you spent time conversing with that person. So when, like, for example, you asked me, I already knew Govardhan because of some of our sessions that we had done. And so when I know you, I'm more likely to say yes to anything you're going to ask me. Yaar, Zain, iska help kar de, help me here, do this, that. Happy to.
Yeah. Definitely, I agree with you on that. And when we connect with people, sometimes we are in a rush and we are not able to say hi message or something. So I also typically do that when I come across their posts sometime afterwards. I'll just check if I did I leave a message to this guy. Did I personally say something hi or something to this guy, and check it. Sometimes it happens that I did not say him a hi message or welcome message. Then I write a message and all. So that way it happens. So thank you, Zainzi, for sharing your insights. Now what we'll do, we will try to take some questions. Anmol, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay, Anmol, do you want to shoot questions now? Anyone who is ready to answer can answer that. They just take up. I am taking this and they can answer the question. Before
Yeah, actually, the question is still the same. It's about the real estate thing. How to generate leads for a real estate client, or maybe if they are into real estate.
Oh, absolutely. I think it was Mr. Mahesh that asked that question. Interestingly, I just got to know of a statistic. The most real estate advertisers which are there on LinkedIn are in Australia and in Singapore. I don't know what's the reason for that, but it does work. I know a friend for a fact who has booked a visit to a real estate project place, like I think 2-3 weeks from now in Bangalore itself, just because he was targeted on LinkedIn. I have never been targeted for high-end real estate projects because औकात नहीं है इतनी, तो इसलिए target नहीं करते होंगे, but it works. Any product which is above that value that we are talking about, and you can spend $3,000 in product sales in testing out, it works like a charm.
Actually, I think Hardik ji can add to this thing, because whatever Mahesh was asking, I think Mahesh can actually approach that search part. That search part he can use effectively to target the exact people, like with the, can we target it by geography? Like let us say the Mahesh is trying to sell a luxury villa in Bangalore. So what do you think, Hardik ji? That search part will help him?
No, not really, because search bar is basically used more for, because if he's trying to sell a villa, he will not be able to search targeted audience directly through search bar. Basically, search bar is used more in B2B, where you know the company and the geography of the decision makers who you do product to. In case of real estate, LinkedIn ads would work better according to me, rather than going through search bar and rather than going through organic in case of real estate.
So for example, one thing I want to ask you, like if, for example, if Mahesh knows exactly one company name, one software company, which is in one specific area. So these guys would be interested in the specific location, means that's near to the software company. So can he target that software company guys who are earning something like that? What do you think about it?
Who are? I didn't get the last part. Who are?
Like his real estate project is some 5 kilometers away from a software company office.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that software company he knows, and he knows that the guys at the software company have a handsome salary and all, maybe at the designation. So that way he can search and target. Is it possible?
It is possible, but again, I don't think it will be a better option, because then you are just hitting a target in dark. You do
Cold.
not know what will happen. So it is really very, very cold over there. So their LinkedIn ads would work better rather than going for search bar, because when you go through search bar, you really have to take that long process of sending them connection request, waiting for them to accept your connection request, and then you send them a message, and then the entire thing happens. So if you want to do it real quickly, then I think LinkedIn ads are much better as compared to.
And Govardhanji, one
online.
thing, see, it is possible for a real estate guy to find his or her ideal clients on LinkedIn regarding the techniques that Hardik told. But if I'm browsing on LinkedIn, I don't want to be pitched by a salesman working in a real estate industry. You have to understand the context of which the user is also there. Real estate ads, I mean, advertisers are doing that. I don't know whether they work well or not, but I would rather see an ad of a real estate, high-end real estate, and choose to ignore it rather than someone coming me, hey, Rishabh, are you interested in this house? I'll say, what the fuck, man? I mean, sorry to use that word, but what the hell are you doing here? So the context also really matters. I mean,
true.
But we were talking about personal branding, right? So
One more question on that is, like, he's asking, may I know the basic cost for LinkedIn ads?
Yes. Maheshji, it would be around $3,000 US. I'm bad with math. I can't calculate it in INR.
It will be
for a period of 3 months at least. For a period of 3 months. Sorry, Govardhanji, you said something?
You mentioned $3,000, no?
Yes, $3,000 over a period of 3 months at least.
Okay, $3,000 will cost around 220 or 230 something.
Yes. And even if even if one deal closes of a high-end real estate, you can understand the ROI, right? So,
yeah, okay, got it.
I mean, I've never spoke to advertisers who run real estate ads on LinkedIn. I know for a fact that they run. I don't know whether they perform good or not, but I mean, I'm hoping they do.